It's a boycott. Dude got to go. We don't want him around. We don't want to play for him. So we had a trip come to Philly, right? Mind you, we've had talks. Hey, we ain't going to shoot around. It's the vets, young players talking with us. Like, all right, everybody's in. Not going to shoot around. Next day comes, shoot around.
And let me be clear, that's the vets.
This is
just
the vets or the whole the team. Young players, and the vets.
Okay.
All agree.
Okay.
We all agree.
Okay.
And we ain't going to shoot around. This is everybody. I'm new to the team, so they doing it. I'm doing it. I'm part of the team. All right. I get a call. Mac, where you at? What you mean where I'm at? I'm in my room. I said, where everybody else at? Because
now you starting to think, like, why are you calling me? You're not calling me.
Right. Now I'm nervous. I say, where everybody else at? Well, it's only a few guys right now, just only the young guys. Huh? What, they on the bus? Nah, they already at shoot around. Who? I was like, nah. I said, bro, who? I say, bro, who's at shoot around? So he gave me the names. So, all right, let me check and see where my vet's at. Making my calls around. Hey, man, where you at, bro? Shit, I'm in the room. Bet. Hey, dog, where you at? Hey, man, I'm in the room. Right? So my vets, they hold tight. So we get to the game, right? Q said, all the guys that was at shoot around, I think it was like 5 or 6 of them. Y'all playing all the minutes tonight. We didn't play at all. 0 minutes. Bruh, do you know how hot we were at them young fellas, bruh? Super.
And they were
38 hot.
Mostly rookies.
They was young.
First and second place. Because my point is,
I'm not
if
sure.
they don't know better, they like, bruh.
I get rookie. I don't know what year like Will Bynum.
Okay.
Ben Gordon. I think they had a few years under their belt because Ben was, he came from the Bulls, right?
Oh no, so he been around.
Yeah, so he was there for a few years. But yeah, it was just it just taught you, man. Y'all can all start on the same page, but when the heat is hot, everybody's not gonna be in that kitchen, man, with you. And it was funny how it played out, but it's like, damn, dog, like we're a team. We all supposed to be in this together. So from that point on, when I realized we're not together, oh man, this is a waste of season, bro. This is a waste of season, and that's what it was. But looking back, it was funny how that played out, man. So I wanted to tell that story because somebody sent me with Charlie talking about that, and I want to hear more guys give their version of that because that was the wildest shit I've been a part of. Boycotting the coach, not go to shoot around like we wanted dude out. Boycott. An NBA coach, he had to be bad, bro. I couldn't believe he was actually in it and doing that, but I'm part of the team, dog. I'm right for the team. You gotta do it.
Because you got to be in that locker room with them, on that plane, and on the bus, and every other appearance and everything with them. So
that was.
Talk about T-Mac, man, and one thing that I kind of see on the internet, before I kind of address the video y'all see before this, people really have social blindness. I don't know how many people watch Peacemaker, but I forget his. I gotta learn his name. He was the man that was in Ladies Man. He was the main character in Ladies Man. It's the brother DeFro. He's in Peacemaker, basically about Peacemaker from Marvel. Great show, right? And he had bird blindness. Like he had this condition called bird blindness, right? And I believe a lot of people have social blindness. Like a lot of people in this generation, they can't read people socially. And even when you start like reading things or watching the video, they can't even interpret what was the point or the premise of the video, right? You got people say, well, this didn't make T-Mac look good, or this did. Like, I'm just reading the comments and I'm like, Did y'all get the point? Y'all missed the point goes over people's head. I really think more people are socially below that IQ point than we can admit, or these are bots on the line. But I didn't see people, bro, that I know is real or a real person in life. Like, we don't have that many smart people left, man. I'm just keeping it a bean with you, man. But I did do that video where it said over half of Detroit's population is legit illiterate. It doesn't surprise me. But yeah, his whole point was he was new to the team, and the team was divided between veterans and young players. And if you really dig deep into that, Hamilton, I put the roster. If I try to, Hamilton was on that team. A couple of veterans was left on that team, and I believe if you really think about it, he was just trying to tell y'all about how the disconnect was between the veterans and the young players, and that was the end of an era where veterans their word was biblical. It was Bible. It was the land of the law, and kind of how the league went from a veterans league to a young league, and that's part of the problem. That's a large. Come on, man. That's a large part of the problem. Is why you seeing so much trash basketball. Is because you don't have veterans that can show these young guys how to be men. Because guess what? In college, you had to listen to the upperclassmen. They showed you how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Most of these dudes, they come from fatherless backgrounds or masculine fatherless backgrounds. They lack that. And they don't understand the importance of punctuality, of keeping your word, and they don't really understand conniving, sneaky things. The translations or the synonym for those is snake. And they think when they break their word between the bros like that it's just words. But no, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words hurt. And that's kind of when you look at it, that's what happened with the NBA. The NBA, the vets made sure, let me put it to you this way, right? And I'll get to the whole story, right? Let me put it to you this way. I had a job, right? So, one of the guys transferred from another job, all right? He knew his rights on the job. He had worked at this other job, same company, different building, right? And they was mistreating the workers the wrong way. They wasn't getting their rights, and just like I said, over half the population in Detroit is illiterate. Nobody reads their handbook. You have to read your handbooks when you go to school, when you go to places of employment, when you temporarily go into places for programs. Read the handbook. Nobody can save your own ass like you. I always say, get familiar with your handbook, right? So management got mad because he was telling these people their rights. Oh, you get this many breaks. Oh, they can't do this to you. You got to do this, and your steward got to do this. And they were so mad at him because he gave people the right. He let them know their rights, and they couldn't mistreat them and abuse them in the way that they did. Now, think about it that way. I can remove the veterans, right, who can tell the younger guys how to really maneuver, how to save your money, how you look out for this pothole. You know what I'm saying? This is how you operate. Oh, this is what the coaches can or can't do to you. This is what you should do. You're giving them the guide to be successful. And one thing you need to know, the Milwaukee Bucks owner was teaching his players how to be financially successful, right? And how money really worked. Did you know Adam Silver allegedly called him and told him you can't do that? And he do what? I can't help my players. No, the system is always designed. When you look at Hollywood, you look at sports, there should be no mystery to why they want to keep them broke. It's the actors got to get 30%, like 33 and a third percent of their pay to their managers. Then you probably paying the other half, and it's designed. The system is designed to keep you broke. But I'm not gonna get around how you can circumvent that. Another day, another time, right? Yeah, another day, another time. But basically, by them removing the veterans in the NBA, it allowed for them to really manipulate the younger players. It allowed for them to become less successful. Okay? In life, on the court. And that's like the beginning of why the veterans broke upon them. And that's why you're seeing a lot of bad basketball. This is why you're seeing stuff with Jay Ivey maybe happening where he doesn't have that masculine figure. You got to understand there's phases or layers to your maturation as a man, right? Because you have your, you're going to have your father or whoever that male figure is. You have the OG, the grandfather. You have your brother or older male cousin or a cousin that's a man. You know, you might have an uncle that's kind of run parallel with that. And then also you have, you might have an older guy you hoop with or an older guy you look up to in a chess club or something like that. Each one of those people are able to reach a different, they're able to reach a different part of you, no Diddy, but a different part of you where you can be a better man. Where you can build you, not being a better, but build you to being a man. They all reach. Your brother can reach somewhere your father can't. Your father can reach somewhere, your brother can't, or your uncle can't, or your cousin can't. And sometimes your teacher can reach somewhere. You can be more vulnerable or be transparent with your teacher. And that's why it's important to see a lot of men become teachers because they can reach places that parents and dads and fathers can't reach. And this is what, and a lot of this is absent in a lot of our men in America. A lot of this is absent. In some cases, it's all women. The teacher is women. The women in the household is women. And this is why a lot of guys can't really take that constructive criticism. So a lot of guys coming from women, and the father's not in the home. He might come on the weekend, and you're missing a lot of that. So, and the coach was John Kuester. They was trying to get rid of. And, we seen it happen in Miami with Stan Van Gundy. It happens. I'm not one that believe in gunning for a man's job. He must have to really, deserve it. But they wasn't fucking with John Kuester. So they all decided, hey, look here. We ain't going to practice. The young guys said, we going. Well, yeah, we won't be there. And they all went and took all the playing time. And it's sad. Because you got to understand, man, the Scarface off God is my balls and my word. Like, that's real shit. Once you break your word to a man, dog, it's kind of like crossing over the reading rainbow, the spectrum. You will always be known to being a pickle gobbler. When you break your word to a man like that, now if you be like, well, I'm gonna come out to the boys, we're gonna eat wings at we're gonna watch the game and eat wings at at Wingstop, or what's the one with the pretty ass women, man? I don't know, it's eluding me. They got the smoked wings and shit, good as hell. They always trying to say their food was mid. I don't take black people's opinion on food. I don't. Black people, let me say this, they judge the taste of the food based on the cost and how much they get. Black people's opinion on food, I don't take. Sorry. I don't care what they say. I don't really care. But I forget the name of the joint. It's one in Livonia, man. I ain't been in a minute. But they got some fine ass women in that bit. Boy. I took a girl there one time when I was single. That shit was funny. She was cool about it though. She was cool as fuck though. I'll give her that. She was cool. But, it's like, I forgot my point I was trying to make. I forgot my point. I'm telling myself on my point. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you saying you were going to go to the Wings and Hooters and watch the game or something, and you don't show up. That ain't really like the same thing as saying that, bro, you need me there, to do this for you, bro. I got you. Like, he might need you to pick up his kids, and you don't communicate, and you shake on that. Yeah, that's the bond is broken right there. You can make that up, but it's gonna be hard to make that up. So keep your word in different situations. Like, if you can't make it to Hooters, I was tired as hell. I worked 12 hours straight. We understand that. When we do stuff like this, we all a team. We decide y'all break y'all word. It's a snake. Like, it's a division. Now we not gonna pass the game down to y'all. Now it's the veterans versus the young guys. And they could have, Charlie Villanueva, Ben Gordon, I think Dewan Summers on. They could have learned so much from them older guys, but now It's us versus them. And guess how it turned out? You know, nobody won. All them younger guys' career was trash after that. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and well, wherever it's in the link tree I'm at, follow it. Peace.